What's good, football fans? Back at you once again with another video. And with preseason starting this weekend against the Jets, I just wanted to kind of come on, touch base a little bit. I haven't really been into making a lot of videos this year for several reasons. But that does not mean that I haven't been following the team and seeing what's going on at camp. And for what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing, it looks like Jayden Daniels has done pretty good in camp. Now, mind you, obviously, we haven't seen him in a game setup yet, but I know a lot of the vets like what they see so far. What I like the most from this team, from what I'm seeing and hearing so far, is the energy from the coaching staff. It's really something that I was hoping that we would see under Ron Rivera, and that whole, I don't know, that whole regime felt so flat all the time. I don't really understand why that happened, but the energy level is here now. You know, my biggest concern really hasn't changed any from where it was all last season, and it's the offensive line. I realized that, you know, we upgraded in a lot of places, but to me, there's still concerns about that line. You know, I know I didn't do an episode on our rookie left tackle, but the truth is, what I saw was a lot of mediocre middle kind of area kind of stuff. You know, the guy definitely is over athletic, but to me, he's still got a lot to prove. To me, I liked what his tape showed him playing guard a little bit more, but they're using him at tackle, and of course, I respect their opinion on that a little bit more. I'm really interested in seeing what happens with Jamin Davis. You know, the first unofficial depth chart came out, and I saw immediately that Dante Fowler was listed as, you know, the outside linebacker or whatever. And, you know, Jamin Davis, I guess, has been kind of repositioned or is playing multiple spots now. And maybe I'm hearing going to play some defensive end on third downs. You know, I did a film review on Jamin Davis back in the day. And I kind of said then that I thought he was kind of showing shades of being a pass rusher with his speed or whatever, and that his actual play speed was actually really slow. The guy didn't spend a whole lot of time playing the position in college. I'm not certain how many years he actually played it all together. It was maybe more than 2 or 3 before he got to the professional level. But his athletic ability is definitely there if he's used correctly, and I believe that staff can use him. So we're going to see them trying to turn him on during the preseason and see what he's got. Otherwise, I'm not sure that his roster spot is secure. I mean, obviously, the last year of his deal is fully guaranteed, so they're going to try to keep him around. But if it comes down to needing another roster spot, you know, who knows? I've already heard this head coach, you know, say 3 different times that nobody is out there has anything promised to them. But it's good to see the energy level from Jonathan Allen return and Daron Payne. Hopefully, they have bounce back years. Last year was a down year in my opinion, for both of them. Although I think Jonathan Allen still did a lot of what he brings to the table. It just wasn't noticed a lot because the stat sheet wasn't just jam-packed with sacks. Truth is, he was getting double-teamed damn near every other play. And I'm really interested in seeing what happens on the back end of that defense. Quan Martin, I keep hearing over and over again, has stepped up during camp. So we'll see what all this has, you know, built up to, so to speak. You know, I mentioned the change in energy in the building. It's always good to feel that energy flow as a fan. And yes, I know that this is still a franchise that has a fan base that's you know, just shrouded in negativity about the name and about just about everything. This fan base just argues with itself constantly. I get it, though. They've always done it. You know, Billy, Sonny, it's happened since the 70s, so it's nothing new. We have a spirited fan base, and the truth is about 50 to 60% of them right now are not happy with not only the product, which most of us haven't been happy with for a long time, but they're also not happy with the packaging. And for the longest time, that was the thing that kept a lot of fans going. So I really don't have it. For years, I would try to say something to try to make everybody come to the middle and not argue. I don't really have anything to say anymore, because the thing that used to always bring us together was the history of the team, and a lot of these people feel like they've been disenfranchised as fans. I've even seen the old players say that. Me, I just want to see the team win. So, you know, I keep on keeping on. I try not to let the negativity drag me down. And I'm really hoping that the team comes out this season and really gives us something to cheer about. Something, you know, it would be nice to see something like 2012 where they went on that little winning streak and they were competitive. It'd be nice to see that every season, obviously, but it would be nice to see something like that with a recharged, you know, roster, or, you know, shot in the arm or whatever with this rookie quarterback. I don't want to see him get hurt. Just remember, this is going to be a long season. I think the one thing that a lot of people were kind of held back on with Daniels all through the process was, can he protect himself? And I said that in my video leading up to the draft. I got some negativity brushed back off of that. But the truth is that if you don't at least think about that when the conversation's being had, then you're lying to yourself, or you're lying to me, telling me what you were thinking. At any rate, I'm looking at a year that I'm trying to see some positivity out of. What I'm hoping for is that they can just be better than last year. And to me, the bar set pretty damn low. So, you know, we'll go with that for now. More wins than last year is what I'm looking for out of this team. The linebacker core really coming together under Ken Norton Jr., that's something that I'm looking forward to with this team. The defense hopefully coming together, you know, behind this coaching staff is what I'm looking forward to. Them finding a way to protect that quarterback and keep him upright so that he can throw the way that we all know that he can throw, you know, that have seen his film and have seen the way that this kid plays. We all know he can play. So hopefully they can protect him and keep things going. We already know they got a good running game. You know, they brought in Austin Eckler. You know, he's a good receiving back out of the backfield. They already had Brian Robinson Jr. Lots of moving parts. I really like a lot of this new roster setup. I like a lot of these rookies. You know, I realized I didn't get into everybody's film. I still have a couple more guys that I want to touch on before the season gets here, so keep an eye out for those videos. But guys, I wanted to say something real quick to the ones that are still here listening. Over the last couple of seasons, there's been less content on the channel, and that's for a multitude of reasons that have a lot to do with either my personal life or with, you know, Google itself and YouTube itself being the way that they are. I'm not going to say more because I don't want to get the video flagged for no fucking reason, but you know, just the way that the thing works, so to speak. The channel hasn't been monetized since, I believe, May of last year. I originally took the monetization off of the videos and then talked about it in 3 consecutive videos / posts, and oddly enough, Google demonetized me after that, and they have said that I have violated the Google monetization policy. So after a couple attempts at a couple of other websites, I found out that just nothing really has the sticking power of Google. A couple people mentioned going over to X, and you know, I don't know, man. I guess I've just never nurtured my Twitter following, or, you know, I don't know if that's the right way of saying that, but I don't know. I just don't like going over there. You know, it's the type of place that you go over and make 3 posts, and you know, you've been accused of being something, or I don't know. It's just so negative over there. I try to stay away from that energy. But Facebook is a waste of time. You need a better chance pissing in the wind. You know, you would think a person with 160-some thousand followers would get some traction, but their algorithms all screwed up. Their whole system screwed up. Instagram, I've never spent enough time trying to nurture that system either. So it kind of leaves me back here, you know. And some of you may have noticed that I thinned out the amount of videos on the channel because whatever reasoning, I've been trying to figure out how I violated the YouTube monetization policy. I took off pretty much all the links that have ever been on any of my videos or anything. It's just trying to get the channel remonetized. You know, and I had a couple people last year when I talked about the subject say something to the lines of, oh, just, you know, why don't you just do it for the love of the game? Well, you know, I did that for like 7 years over here, 8 years over here. And I found out that I could monetize the content that I put out. So what the hell? I monetized it, and then I started depending on it a couple years back during the pandemic. It actually helped out quite a bit, and it kind of stung a little bit when that was taken away because I got used to it. So it did kind of piss me off. You know, at first I was getting some sponsorship money through other directions, so that was the reason why I'd taken the monetization off the videos. But after that, it really cut to the bone the way that they were just like, no, your monetization is no longer valid. And you know, with no sponsorship on the channel, there's not as much time to put into it. It just isn't. You know, I have personal life. And I don't know if you guys know or not, but it takes forever to go through a lot of these videos and go through the production of doing this stuff. And you know, you guys might see a 25-minute video and be like, oh, why doesn't he put out more of these? Well, it takes forever to go through. The production quality, it just takes a while to go through it. And all that time and effort put into it and no kind of, you know, monetization on the channel, it just, after a while, it starts to bide, you know, it starts to get in the way of things. So I've been putting my energy and time kind of in other places. I've also had some personal health issues going on, so that's kept me away a little bit as well. Not to mention taking care of my elderly mother. But in the past, I've mentioned that I have a Patreon, and I'm gonna try to post more over there. And I do have a couple of places, you know, that people can donate at or whatever. I hardly ever post the links because I always feel like I'm standing there with a cup on the corner. But it is what it is, man. You know, I always tell people, you know, I'm not going to tell you not to donate, but I'm not going to sit out here and ask you to do it either. But there were some people that had asked on Twitter, and a couple people asked on Facebook why I haven't been posting more, you know, on YouTube. And that's really the only answer I have. I will be posting more this season, and I think the channel comes back up for review in like September, something like that, like beginning of September. So I'll know more on that. And I've kind of told myself that if they turn it down again, that I'm probably just going to start putting most of my videos out on my other channel, and that's NFL Fan Zone, or at NFL Fan Zone here on YouTube. I actually changed the name of that channel to Philip Hughes, but if the channel doesn't get monetized over here, I'm probably going to shift over there. Hopefully this channel gets monetized this time over here. I've removed pretty much everything but my watching a film with Phil videos, and that's it. You know, YouTube is being tight asses about things, but whatever. But I'm excited to see what this team's got to bring to the field. You know, obviously we're not going to learn everything from preseason, but I feel like we're going to be able to, you know, see something at least a bit more, you know, than we already know right now. You know, the other teams in the NFC East, you know, they haven't gotten all that much better this offseason. I feel like the Giants, you know, they got a couple of decent rookies. Neighbors is good, but they lost Saquon Barkley. You know, the Eagles added Saquon Barkley. The Eagles pretty much will be what they were last year, but, you know, they started to crumble at the end of last year. It seems like they kind of ran out of gas at the end. I don't know. Maybe I'm just seeing things that aren't there. I don't know. But the Cowboys, they're lessened. The East could very well be ripe again. We could be that team, you know, that happens just about every year, that goes worst to first. We could be that team this year. Very well. I don't want to get ahead of myself, though. I want to see more out of them in preseason. At any rate, that's about all I got for now. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button. And if you haven't already, if you're still listening right now and you're not subscribed, I don't even know what you're doing here. Y'all take it easy. Peace.